Sawadee Krab, everyone. Welcome to AIM's Hour. I am the special guest for today, Sanpiti Sittipunt. I hope you're looking forward to everything that's going to happen. Don't expect too much.
Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Now you are like in the zone, in the interview mode now.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
But make sure you are comfortable talking to me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Is this being filmed yet?
Yes.
I missed the cue.
โอเคเริ่มนะคะ
ค่ะ
เนาะ3 2 1
สวัสดีครับ Sandy สวัสดีครับ
Sawadee Krab.
I like when you do the why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
very you.
It's a very meaningful gesture.
Yeah. It's like สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับ Yeah.
Yeah, you never see that in like the US. Everybody just said, hi, how are you? And they just move on. In Europe, they're just like kissing each other in the cheek. They're very affectionate.
Yeah. But welcome you to Bangkok.
Yeah.
How long have you been here this time?
I will be here for good.
And it's been like 2 weeks something?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
How is it treating you?
Nothing has changed for me. The governor has changed, definitely. It hasn't changed that much. Yeah, hopefully, as I stay longer and longer, everything will change.
Do you feel like it's home to you?
Yeah, it's always been home to me, in many ways. Like, it would be so unwise not to call it home, It's the place I was born. I've been living in this city for like the better good of like 18 years, like 19 years. I spent like 3 years in the States. So, yeah.
Where would be the ideal place for you to make it like comfortable, to make it home? Is it your house or is it a coffee shop or your friends?
I think home, it doesn't have to be physical, It doesn't have to be like a physical space, like 4x4 room or like a condo or apartment. Yes, it has special meaning to us, It's about the people that our community, the people in our support system, our family, friends, mentors, even the people we meet on a daily basis at home, the people that we interact with.
When you mention support system, could you like visualize it for me, like because it's different. For me, I like hanging out with friends and just do silly stuff.
Yeah, I think that could be considered support system, It's just that people that you feel close to. It's people that you develop such emotional bond with. But it can also be people that you just meet, every day. Like, I go to a coffee shop, I meet this person, every day. That's also a support system because, you develop such a tight bond with them.
But coming back to Bangkok this time must be you can have water if you want.
Yeah, thank you.
We can also have like cookies. What is it? Skinny delicious. Yeah, it says coffee beans by down.
Yeah, product placement.
They don't pay us. So if you want to be our sponsor, make sure you contact.
Sponsor us, Skinny Delicious coffee beans. We just had coffee beans, so. Yeah.
Royal customer.
Yeah.
And this is a smiley candy. Yeah, so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure, and if it's finished, you can have another bottle anytime.
I will have many bottles as much as I can.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not day drinking.
But this time coming to Bangkok must be different for you. I mean, like in terms of your father is a governor and people knows you. I bet sometimes you're walking on the street, people ask you for photograph or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my life's changed in the last 2 years, I think like 2 years ago before the election, it wasn't like this, Like the governor race didn't start yet. It started after I left Seattle, so I didn't get to see much of the action. Yeah, it's a lot different, I think it's like an adjusting process. You have to get used to it, It has to be natural. It has to be, you can't resist it. You can't fight against it. You have to let things happen in moderation.
Nowadays, people come and like take a photo with you and probably asking for your autograph or something.
No autograph yet.
Not yet.
I have many signature. Like sometimes I copy my dad's signature.
Don't do that. For the. But how would you want people to approach you?
Oh man, it's so hard. Like I'm very approachable. I'm a very social person. I'm at my dad. I don't mind taking photo. Yeah. I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just come up to me.
Yeah.
Why not? I'm not scary. I'm not like the clown from It. Or like the Joker.
Yeah. One thing I just found out about your father is that he has a good sense of humor.
Yeah. But I think he has a very dad joke. That he said, yeah, there's so many dad jokes I can think of. Yeah. I don't want to say them now. I don't want people to get some ideas.
Could you please share what?
Okay. So you know how that's toilet paper, right? He gave me this is the joke he found on the internet, right?
Yeah.
I think he read it in some book and he told me this joke. So like toilet paper, right?
Yeah.
What he said to me when he gave me the toilet paper?
Yeah.
He gave me I was watching TV and he went to the toilet, came out, get some toilet paper, and he's like, here you go. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do with it? And he said, the toilet paper is terrible.
Why?
Oh, and then because terrible, right?
Terrible.
Yeah. It's such a classic dad joke. Yeah.
Yeah. So the toilet paper is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bad joke. And I asked him where did you get that joke, and he said, "Oh, the internet."
Yeah. Because I went to the FCCT and he was giving a keynote in English. It was like I jumped one time and everything changed because he went to a place and then he go there and jump and people take a photo.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that joke and everyone is laughing and they are laughing about 8 years old,
the
living
road?
TikTok. Yeah, the road.
I was watching that lecture. Is that there was a road they built Rama 3, Rama 2, can't remember. The road hadn't been repaired, but when he came to the office, it's magic.
Yeah.
He just jumped. He took a photo of that road. Yeah. Some people compare my dad to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, the actor. Because Chuck Norris can kill the snake with,
Yeah. In Thai, I think we call him แข็งแกร่งที่สุดในปัตตภี Yeah. And we still have a hard time, coming with English term for แข็งแกร่งที่สุดในปัตตภี
Yeah. I think my favorite joke is when I told my dad this. Oh, you can count to infinity.
Yeah. Do you get to spend time with him, father and son, family time?
Yeah, but I do not want to hear any more his, corny jokes. I feel like some of the joke that he tell me he get it from the internet. I'm like, okay, I already knew this joke before.
Yeah. We are recording this interview in Sunday, and it's almost 2 p.m. What's your typical Sunday like in Bangkok?
A typical Sunday, stay home, do nothing. Yeah, just get lunch with my dad. But that was of course before the governor stuff. Yeah, I just don't do much. I think Sunday is my lazy day. Sunday I just relax, put some music.
What time do you get up in your lazy day?
Just get up 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Yeah, just sleep in. I sleep in a bit.
Your father allow that?
No, I'm my own person. It's not like you live in a, yeah, 9 a.m. Yeah, just do whatever I want on Saturday. I try not to exercise on Sundays.
That's good. But you do it on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from Monday to Saturday, everything's work for me. And Sunday is just my kikiat day.
Yeah, that's good. Because your father is super productive. Especially now he's a governor, so you need some time off.
I think for me, he's so hyperactive. I cannot keep up with him. He has so much energy during the day and the night time too, whenever I go, in Seattle, it's like this. Whenever I go walk with him, he's always 10 steps ahead, even 100 steps ahead. I have to walk to catch up with him. So yeah, I think he's always he's so super, hyperactive.
Yeah.
And I cannot match the energy level.
Just difficult to match that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like that when I was young, but now I just have no energy. No motivation to do things.
I think a lot of people already know that you have difficulties with your oral speech when like to speak when you first born, right?
Yeah.
People know that, and your father said that the best thing that ever happened to his life is to hear your words.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you when you know like what you say, what you utter, make him happy?
I think it's an honor, I think it's like a testament. It's like it's showing how far I've gotten, like to be able to like overcome difficulties like this, I just hold like hearing aid like when I was born and then growing up. There's a lot of challenges in my life, so yeah, to be able to like progress and like overcome your challenges was I think something that really gave me a great deal of like motivation. It definitely inspired me,
Do you remember it though? Like
I remember my first word was up.
Up?
Yeah, up, like up.
You recall it, or your father?
My parents had to make me remember. I can't remember much of it.
Yeah.
It's very scant.
When I see him live with you, he was so happy.
Yeah.
Like the happy vibe came around him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very very nice to see. Yeah. And yeah, I mean like when I heard that this, because I asked him once like what make you happy the most, he said when you say anything, it's just when you utter words, it just make him happy.
Yeah. I think for me it's the same thing as well, I think it's not just the word. I think to see him work hard for something, like to see him get this far, and I'm just proud of him,
The condition that you have make it difficult to learn second language.
I think it's the tone, I cannot sometimes like the sound, I cannot differentiate the tone, Sometimes, in Thailand it's like ma, like dog and horse is different, right?
Yeah.
So I cannot tell which one is which.
But if your father decide to make you understand Thai when you were young, that would be your pretty much your only language.
Yeah.
You will know Thai. You will understand like the difference between ma and ma.
Yeah, my dad always tests me, he said this ma. That was very young, right? I just the implant, just to test. It was the feedback was working. If I can tell the different sounds.
Yeah. Because like for a lot of people will not be able to understand the complexity of it, the difficulty of it to understand, and even now it's not easy for you to learn second language, right? Yeah.
I think when I get older and older, I think the motivation for me is there, I definitely want to learn a second language, whether that be Thai or something else like Japanese or French, that remains to be seen. Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
Maybe if I learn Thai at the end of this year, maybe we can do the next interview all in Thai.
That would be a good motivation.
We can switch.
Yeah, you can interview me.
I interview you in English and you interview me back in Thai.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Next year. Yeah. What would be your ideal? I mean, like if you wish you can do in terms of the language, what would be the ideal situation? You want to talk to your dad in Thai and like.
Yeah, I just want to be able to like maybe make my life a lot easier. When I stay in Thailand, Bangkok.
Yeah, because like, but nowadays you can pretty much living in Thailand speaking.
Yeah, the only Thai I know is like survival Thai. Like the only Thai thing like the foreigner knows. You can get around easily. You ask someone like tip in, Thai lai. Like the one thing like because I've been like westernized so long. I've been like living like international school cultures. I forget like to add crop in some sentences. I forget to add politeness. Like So I have to get used to the Thai, it's like formality.
Yeah.
English is very casual, is very relaxed. You know.
That's good. I'm coming to the topic that I mean, like if you feel like you are not comfortable to discuss about it, you can just tell me anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have talked about this off record, but the mental health.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I have to deal it myself too.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of people around me. They have to deal it with this mental health thing because like maybe like after COVID and the fact that we work online, everything is putting pressure to a lot of us.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with it too, right?
Yeah, I think for me, my mental health journey was way before COVID. You know, growing up, as a teenager, I had a lot of anger management problems. I had a lot of emotional outbursts towards my parents. There's so much, pent up, behavior. So yeah, there was a lot of frustration with me growing up. So yeah, I had a lot of emotions. I was a really emotional person. I couldn't control my emotions. So sometimes I would just be like really angry, really moody, and then not be able to control my feelings or control my actions. And yeah, so obviously it just really affected me really deeply growing up. So I had to get some treatment. So I went to see a therapist, which obviously helped me find clarity a lot better. So it was just at first I was resistant to the idea of seeing a therapist because I thought if I saw a therapist, it would be considered weak, below me. But once I started seeing a therapist and started to get an idea of what was happening to me, and this was before COVID, so it was me living my perfectly normal life. So I think, I just started realizing that mental health is a bigger problem in society that we need to confront.
I think it's important to understand yourself too. Yeah.
I think for me, the one thing I've always learned is before you love others, you need to love yourself first. You need to give yourself the same kind of respect and self-love you would give to other people.
And it takes a lot of courage to admit that we have flaws and everyone has it.
Yeah, I think we're not perfect. If everybody was perfect, we wouldn't have any conflict, any war. We wouldn't have any division in society. Everybody's flawed in their own ways. We have our perfections and imperfection. We have some good things and some bad things. We cannot keep hiding it.
And how did you come to terms with dealing with your flaws, dealing with your anger?
Truth be told, from a long time ago, I thought myself was a very self-centered person, very vain. I was very stubborn. Too stubborn to admit. You can talk to my parents. They say that I'm very stubborn-headed. It's very hard to change my mind. So I think it just takes. You have to be able to, build up confidence. You need to step back and see the bigger picture.
And what was the process like to understand yourself and then dealing with your flaws and then develop?
I think the key tip was to find out what was going on with me. For example, what was my let's just say internal problems. Why was I feeling this way? Do my emotions fit the fact? I had to understand my emotions a lot more. Get them a lot of thought into it. I have to let them flow. Let them occur naturally.
And how does it pay off to you? After you kind of confront yourself and learn and develop.
I think it's just. I just realized that I was a bit brave in that instance. Not many people just find themselves in this position. Because emotions are it's natural. It's a natural part of life. We can't fight against it. We have to let it happen. So we have to acknowledge our emotions. We have to be able to stand up for it.
Thank you for opening up
Yeah, thank you.
because it takes a lot of trust, and you need to. I want you to feel comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, mental health is like such a, in society across the world, it's such an endemic problem, It's such a prevalent problem in society. And then the fact that there are people out there, like, they were willing, like, you and I, to be able to, like, speak about it publicly. And it takes a lot of guts, And you're doing the right thing by doing it.
Yeah. I had a big stress of depression yesterday because I didn't sleep well on Friday, and then yesterday was like very bad.
Yeah.
But it's my like 5th year dealing with it, so for me it's become more neutral. It's become okay. I'm having one now and dealing with it now.
Yeah, there's every day I always face a new problem. I always face a new obstacle. But in the end, I know that I have to overcome these obstacles. I can't just let it like stop me from being my authentic self.
Yeah, but once you know it, and the best thing is that you go see the expert on it, right? You go see a therapist, and that's a huge step.
Yeah, and then it's not just that. I think for me, the key was to having a big support system, like we talked about this just earlier. Being able to like ground yourself in a support system, to have people around you, they're willing to accept you for who you are.
And you have a good support system now, right?
Yeah, I feel like my parents, I think it's just the people in my community, the people in my network.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, I hope that including me as well, like try to welcome you with warming, like support that we are there for you, because now that you are back, it feels a lot easier, because when you are in Seattle, it's just a bit difficult for us to reach out to you. Yeah. So, welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah. Since you came back, we saw you everywhere. You went to the concert. You went to the orchestra between like Korat and Bangkok, and we saw you like dancing around. Seems like you're having a good time, yeah?
I had a great time there. It was a really, really joyful moment. Yeah, I never felt more alive in that moment. I wasn't originally supposed to dance, but I just do it for fun. Because,
Would you say it's like one of the best time of your life so far?
Yeah, in Bangkok. Yeah.
Nice. How old are you now?
I'm 22.
22. I wish I'm 22.
You can subtract 10 years from your life. Subtract.
I need to hang out with you more in order to like feel younger, because when I was 22, wow, that was like the energy to change the world. That sort of thing that's already gone by the time I get to like 38.
I saw a lot of kids outside. They're like 10 years old, like 5 years old. And I just think to myself, oh, I wish I could be like 5 years old again.
Yeah.
Be able to walk around doing,
But don't you think like 22 is like, if I'm 22, I don't wanna be 5 anymore. 22 is like perfect age.
I think 22 is like, it's like you gotta few more years until you get the midlife crisis, quarter life crisis, quarter. You have quarter, then middle, then you get to the senior age.
Yeah.
And then you just.
But do you have that feeling that like a lot of 22 does is the thirst to change the world, something like that?
I think at 22 just think, oh, I should do something with my life. At 22, like people expect you to be president or something. People say, oh, you should be able to cure something, Some people joke, like, oh, at age 22, what I was doing, I was unemployed.
Yeah.
They just expect people to be like miracle workers.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. I think that's important, because like I tell a lot of, because I work as a news editor, so a lot of journalists coming to work with me, like they wanna change the world, which I admire them, but in the same time I have to like tell them that okay, like
you need to calm down, right?
Yeah, you need to calm down. I mean, I don't want them to be disappointed.
Yeah, I think it's okay to be ambitious. Ambition is key, but it also takes patience. You need to reward yourself with patience. You need to be able to sit back, let things happen naturally. Don't get overconfident. don't get ahead of yourself. You know, unless you're gonna fall into like the mouth of stupid kind of thing. My dad always talks about this concept.
Yeah.
It's his favorite concept.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's from a book that I discussed with him, and yeah, we have talked about it. Mouth stupid, and you already admit that you have been through that, and we don't know that we might fall into that trap again.
I think for me, I'm still in that phase. I'm still in that phase. You know, I'm still thinking, oh, I know this. Oh, I you know, because I'm a history student, right? I just graduated with a bachelor degree. And whenever I talk to people about history, I'm like, oh, I'm qualified to talk about this because I'm a historian.
Yeah.
I don't even have a PhD yet.
Yeah, yeah.
That I'm more qualified to talk to you about history than Wikipedia.
Make sure you have time to sip some water. We have talked about, you know, like ambitions and objections and goals. So what is it for you now? Maybe in the next 3 or 6 months?
I don't have a dream. I don't have an aspiration right now. I think like we keep setting ourselves to have dreams and like goals. We're just gonna set up ourselves for failure when we don't get these goals achieved, you know. So then just have low expectations. Just let things take the course, you know. Just let life take you, you know. Ebb and flow, you know. It's like life is like the river. Like just follow the stream of the river. Just follow where the fishes play, you know.
I find that very interesting because people my age were growing up feeling like we need to have big dreams.
Yeah.
You know, like people, like you go to interview for a job, then ask like, what's your ความฝัน อยากทำอะไร what's your dream, what's your next 5 years plan.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it's just so difficult nowadays to have that, like, you know, like to achieve your dream.
Yeah. I think for me that process was like really early on. Like when you started doing college admissions essays, and there will be some prompts that ask, you know, what do you see yourself in like 5 years time? Like there'll be like college essays and like, you know, like applying for college. You come across these sort of like questions. I think for me, I never really put that thought into it, you know. I never like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, never thought, oh, I'm gonna be an astronaut, I'm gonna be a firefighter or whatever. I never think about that.
Yeah.
I just think that if I think too much about it, I don't get what I want. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too disappointed.
Yeah.
You need to set a low bar for yourself, so that when you get to a certain level, like you become like a writer or something, you become successful, and then you can set even higher bar and you keep climbing, because there's going to be room for improvement. People are always going to reach their peak.
Yeah, that's true. Because like I see so many times that, especially in time of crisis, I think we are still living in time of crisis, you know, like after COVID, and what required for our community is the empathy, you know, like to be empathetic of people. And then I see a lot of people who is like ambitious, but then along the way to reaching that goal, hurting people around them.
Yeah.
So I find, you know, like the fact that you said like, okay, you're just gonna take it, you know, chill, step by step.
Yeah.
I find it very casual and very comforting.
I think casual is the best way. I think it's just be yourself, you know. Don't get yourself like bogged down by like, you know, narrow-mindedness, you know. Don't follow like just like single-minded, you know. Just be open-minded, be open to new ideas. You never know where life may take you.
And I like that you are having a good time with
it's really good. I recommend you buy it. Powerless almond brownie crunch. Thank you, Skinny Delicious again.
Please support us. We don't have a sponsor yet.
Come on, Coffee Beans.
Oh, any brands. But the fact that, you know, like your father is a Bangkok governor and he's known for all this like productive, you know, like efficiency. And the fact that you are like take it chill. It's quite admirable.
I think for me, it's not about efficiency. It's about making yourself happy. What you do, whatever makes you happy, you know. It doesn't matter how you get there, you know.
But one would thought that you might have a bit of pressure, you know, like being around him and all the expectation people have for him now.
No, I just, you know, I mean, the spotlight's on him, not me. To be fair, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't feel that pressure there. I just just let him do what he wants, you know.
That's good because I see a lot of like these famous or big politicians who have the people around them that suffer from the spotlight and all the expectations. So as a brother, you know, like we have talked about this. As a brother, it's good to see you like handle it very well.
Yeah, I think it's just good. My dad is like really people person, you know. He's delegating to people, you know. It's not about him, it's about other people around him, you know. He elevates people around him. The greater Bangkok.
Yeah. Speaking of Bangkok, let's talk about cities.
Oh yes, cities.
As we agree,
Yeah.
because I've been improvising my question for a long time and putting you in a difficult situation. Cities. What's your favorite city?
Favorite city? You know, obviously I'm very biased, so I'll say Bangkok.
You said Bangkok, yeah.
Everybody that live in, you know, the city for a long time, you said the city they were born, you know.
Yeah.
But other than Bangkok, I'll say Osaka. You know, Osaka is like, it strikes the comfort between being really huge city, but also it makes it feel like home, you know.
What do you think makes city great?
I think it's not just like the people. I think it's about the services they provide. You know, it's about the recreation. You can do many activities. You can do many events, many festivals. The cities have to be their own person, you know. It's like cities are people. Like cities are like inclusive. Everybody's welcome in this sphere.
I just went to Berlin and I find, you know, like for me, I came to realize that what makes cities people, you know, like in the end, like if the people around you are happy and warm and nice, it just make it a lot easier.
Yeah. I think cities are unique. They have their own character. And that is reflected in their histories, the background of the city, the different like layers of the city. They have the different flavor, you know, like Bangkok is not just like you know, like this, you know, singular city. It's like different blend, you know. Like you have Chinese part of Bangkok, Chinatown. You have the Indian part of Bangkok. You have the Indian area. You have the, you have like different like let's just say specialties.
Yeah, speaking of Bangkok, a lot of people would say like it's a good place for travel.
Yeah.
But to live in Bangkok is quite difficult.
I wouldn't say difficult. I think it's just, it's sort of challenging. I think it just depends on the person, you know. Some people might enjoy living in Bangkok. Some people might not, you know. You know, each to their own, I guess.
If I ask you to convince me, like what's great about Bangkok, what would you tell me?
I mean, first I'm going to say two things. One of them is a joke. The governor. No, I'm joking. Of course not. No, but in all seriousness, I think that if I had to convince you about Bangkok, I would just say that it's past, you know. You know, it's stories, all the stories you could tell, you know. It's streets, it's buildings, it's walls, you know. It's rivers, canals. They all come with like a different, diverse background. Like it's like this whole like melting pot. It's like this whole different like blend of like different perspectives that come into play. It's like a backdrop of stories in that way. It's like almost the city's being used for storytelling.
But I mean like, when you get off work at 6 p.m., just so difficult to have fun, to be a human, to dance and to talk to people. That's why I find it That's why I find myself in difficult times when I live in Bangkok.
I think for me, yeah, sometimes I might not like Bangkok, the traffic.
Yeah.
I have to deal with the traffic, the flooding.
Yeah, don't let me convince you though. You have a job to convince me now. To make me love
Have you
it.
convinced myself that I don't like Bangkok?
I don't want myself to convince you out of Bangkok. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, when you think about Bangkok
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
And you try to sell it to someone.
Yeah.
I mean, not sell it, but like try to convince someone to live there.
Yeah.
And then some people say, "Oh, I'll probably live in Vienna instead." Yeah. I think it's just that. I think everybody's different, Everybody has their own preferences, if you like, Like not everybody has to like Bangkok,
If I'm your Seattle friend and coming to Bangkok for the first time, can you plan like a 1 year? No, not 1 year. 1 day trip for me. What should I do?
I definitely take them to Old Town, Definitely take them to Chinatown. Definitely not going to take them to Siam Square, like all the touristy areas.
Yeah.
I want to take them somewhere else, somewhere hidden, hidden gem. Somewhere that is off the beaten path, like somewhere that you haven't discovered yet.
Where to eat?
Yeah, where to eat like street food, local food. Yeah, to take the opportunity to bike ride, That's the new trend right now. To explore Bangkok, like Klong, walking, taking the boat on the Klong San Sap. Experience different modes of transportation.
Any restaurant in your mind? Because like, your American friends gonna be like expecting good Thai food.
I think they're expecting some good pad Thai.
Yeah.
Pad Thai. Very hard to find good pad Thai here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a very high criteria.
Yeah.
Of pad Thai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely gonna take them some tam. Has to be. Some foreigners don't like the spicy taste. But yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
You should have some.
I'll have some. I'll have a smiley one. Should have the pink, green,
You want
or
some?
purple one.
You like some?
One jan.
One Chan, you like
She's
some?
she's too perfect for us. She's like,
Okay.
I'm too cool for your cookies.
How about you, Mike? Mike? Okay. Should have some.
No, I already have the
Okay.
smiley one.
Yeah. It's flourless, dairy free, and gluten free.
Yeah.
What should I do in this situation?
You want some of this?
Yeah, sure.
Which one do you have? The pink one? Is it pink one?
Yeah, pink one.
Yeah. What color is mine?
Pink.
Pink?
Yeah.
We both have pink. Nice. And that's a rainbow one too. Look, rainbow. Just like your shoes.
Rainbow shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rainbow shoe. Yeah, rainbow is my favorite color.
Is it?
Yeah. Actually, I prefer green. It's my dad's color, green and black. It's a theme, ทำงาน
ทำงาน Yeah.
But I prefer that color, but I think rainbow is the perfect color.
Yeah.
It's inclusive, it includes everyone, You do like blue,
Yeah.
and someone else that doesn't like blue,
Yeah.
but they like pink. You can invite everybody
Yeah.
under the same umbrella.
Inclusive is such a big word, and it's such
Yeah.
a big and also a buzzword that throwing around.
Yeah.
In your definition, how would you describe inclusive?
I think inclusive is that you don't leave anyone alone, You don't leave anyone out, It doesn't matter who you are, like where you come from. Everybody has to be in together, all in, committed, 100%. You can't cut anyone out.
And that's why you're offering like cookies for everyone.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah. I think the biggest word for me, like, I think it's not just about inclusivity, right? It's also equity. Like everybody's in the same wavelength. It's not equality. Equality is different from equity. Equality is making sure everybody has equal share, But equity is like everybody's in the same level. Everybody has the same opportunities.
Your father is dealing with this, and he's done a very good job
Yeah.
to make sure that everyone is inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the spirit of that, I think we should share some cookies.
Yeah. Some weed.
You want me to feed you?
No, it's okay. I'll feed you then.
You want to feed me?
Yeah.
You can feed me. You want to?
No, you can just. Are we going off script?
Wan Chan,
Come on.
we all should have one because we are inclusive. Wan Chan,
Okay, you will win.
P New,
Thank you.
she's taking one. See?
Okay.
Why don't you take one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. Thank you.
Do you have any friend in America called Monday?
No, it's a very uncommon name.
Yeah.
Some people in America they call it a weird name, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get like some people ordinary name like John,
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah. I should hand out one to him.
Yeah.
เดี๋ยวน้อยใจ Yeah. Yeah. Everyone have one.
Yeah. This,
Inclusive.
yeah. I think in Thailand it's very strange nickname, you know.
Yeah. And your name is like very nice.
Yeah.
Sanpiti and Sandy.
Yes, that's a very funny story. Like Sanpiti is a very creative name, you know. It came from like combining names. For San was from my grandfather, Sane, San. P.I. was from my mom, Piada. And T.I. was from my dad's name, Trip. His nickname is Trip. So they combined it.
เสน่ห์ปิยดา and Trip.
Yeah,
Sanpiti.
yeah.
Nice. How when you introduce yourself to your American friends?
I just call myself Sandy. Yeah, in class, sometimes they ask us to introduce ourselves. I just give my name Sanpiti, right? And you can just call me preferred name Sandy.
When people call you Sandy,
Everybody calls me Sandy.
what are you known for in Seattle?
Sometimes people call me Sanderson, Sandman.
Sanderson.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sandman, you know, like the song Enter Sandman,
Yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandman. Like, there's a TV show on Netflix now, The Sandman.
Yeah.
Just came out.
Yeah. We've talked about Netflix before coming to this interview.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you about Friends because that's probably the only thing that connect the gap between you and me. The series Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your favorite in the show?
Chandler. I feel I can relate to him. He's very, very witty. He's very funny. He's very honest.
And do you do like sarcastic joke with your friends?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm always the one who's throwing the joke. I always feel like I have to comment, I have to make observation.
Today we are filming 2 programs. This is for AIMHOUR. It's like a sit and talk.
Yeah.
And then we are going to record a vlog to where
We're
you
going
taking
to
me?
Cairo Coffee Roasters. Best coffee in town.
If I don't drink coffee, what should I do?
I'm sorry?
I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee, you can have the matcha. You can have the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate is good. Or you can have the lemonade.
There was a place you went with your dad and
This is the one.
yeah, and he does the Facebook Live.
Yeah,
Right?
this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the same place.
Yeah.
I go there every day.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Soy pretty 26? Don't get lost, people.
I think it's only you and me and Wan Chan that going there, right? Yeah. Are you still going?
Yes.
You have to go with him anyway. Your job depends on it.
I think what she's thinking right now is like, what's to do with this interview? Because it's so like mixed up, you know, like we are taking candies, I take a break all the time. And
It's more unique, you know, it's a creative interview.
yeah, I mean like why?
It's a fresh interview, you know. Like the other interview you did is just straightforward.
Yeah. This we call it inclusive interview.
We call it journalism. It's a journalism 101.
Oh, the last thing, I mean, before we heading to coffee place. So I think this is a very boring question, but you freshly graduated.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
I'm taking a gap year now. I just want to be able to like explore myself, like where am I? Like I'm taking on a lot of personal projects. Like I'm working on a podcast. I'm writing my own novel. Yeah. I've obviously got an interview with you and many other news outlets has many interviews next week.
I interview you on message and you reply back but what you said and what you wrote is so beautiful. I think if you become a journalist you'll be a great one.
Yeah.
Like in terms of writing things and explaining people to make people understand what you feel and think. Do you like reading and writing?
Yeah, I was into writing. I didn't write. Writing's always this passion project for me. I've been writing as early as I was like 4 or 5. You know, obviously like 4 or 5. That was the point. Like I was starting to like learn stuff on my own. You know, starting to develop. So I think writing was like this sort of like way to express myself. Because if I couldn't express myself to it with words, writing was like the next best thing. It enabled me to like convey my thoughts clearly and efficiently.
You can come and have an internship with the workpointTODAY anytime you want.
Maybe you just give me a full-time job. Maybe you can give me a job.
Yeah. How much do you expect in terms of pay?
2 million per year. I'm kidding.
That's actually more than me. Probably that's more than your father too.
It's a joke, yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe we never know. Maybe you have 2 editor-in-chief.
Yeah? You and me.
Yeah. Tag team. So just so I can boss around one ton.
You are writing a novel.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about it?
I can't spoil too much, but I said it's a really historical novel. It's slightly based on my family history. Yeah, that's all I can say now.
Yeah.
I said like, you know, I think I was interviewed by another outlet. They kept asking me about it, so I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah.
I just want to keep it suspense, keep it mysterious.
Yeah. But what like genre is it gonna be?
Genre, historical, sport, romance. Gonna be mystery, a little bit of mystery.
And it has to do with your family too.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like based on my experiences in my life. Yeah. Right now I'm writing chapter 5, and my plan is to do like 25 chapters. But maybe like when I did all my calculations in my head, maybe to let the final chapter count will be like 40. Yeah. That's a lot.
When should we expect to read it?
Maybe end of next year. I still have to research. I still have to write some stuff. I have to travel back to the U.S. to write some stuff. Yeah. Many of my research is in the U.S. You know.
But yeah, again, your writing is very beautiful.
Thank you. And maybe in the next 6 months, maybe I publish the first chapter, like the preview.
And speaking, because I write too, but I mean like mostly I write in Thai. The love of writing is something quite unique, right? I mean like you.
Yeah.
When you are in the zone of, you know, like you feel like you want to write, it's quite.
I feel like when I'm writing, I can be myself, you know. I can be who I am.
Who is your favorite writer?
I have a lot of favorite writers. One favorite novelist is Leo Tolstoy, War and Peace, Anna Karenina. Yeah. Another favorite writer would be Haruki Murakami. He wrote Norwegian Wood, which is my favorite novel, Norwegian Wood.
I haven't read any of it.
I recommend it.
Next interview I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Wanjan keep telling me to read it.
You read it already?
Yes.
So beautiful. I cried a lot when reading it. It's the only time I cried when we were reading the book. And then the other time I cried reading the book was the comic.
Why?
Marvel. It was like that. Yeah, I was really young.
Yeah.
I also like Marvel comics. Yeah, my favorite Avenger is the Hulk. He reminds me so much of my dad. But I mean, I think I'm more like a Falcon.
Yeah. He's a bit Thanos, bit of the Hulk, and a bit of Falcon.
Yeah.
What are you?
Falcon.
You're Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Ant-Man. A bit annoying. You know.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sanpiti.
Thank you ครับ คุณเอม
ขอบคุณครับคุณแสนดี
Yeah.
It's a very refreshing hour to talking with you in English.
Yeah, it's a great honor to be here. Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned for more Sandee and AIM adventures. Are you okay, One Chan?
She's like
Now, mate, now.
having a big headache right now. Like what to do with this footage? Gonna have like she's gonna take a leave, you know, like
You should resign. After tomorrow, before he comes to the office, send me your resignation later.
if it's Sunday, if she coming back on Monday tomorrow and resign,
Yeah.
there's a clear reason why.
And then give no reason to resign. We all know why you resigned.
Normally when I talk to a guest in AM hour, it's like we normally speak Thai.
Yeah.
But the final section is like to tell people, you know, like the important to have the confidence
Yeah.
to have a conversation in English.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, like the past hour when you actually hear what I said, a lot of my grammar was, you know, mistakes.
Yeah.
And a lot of my accents were probably like not perfect.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that be confident to speak in English.
Yeah.
So please share some your opinion, some of your words about it.
I think just English is like, I think for some people, like, it might not come as natural, you know. Some people might, you know, at first they might find it challenging, you know. So the important thing is like, you know, you're not alone in this, you know. You can find a friend to learn from it, you know. You can find a friend to learn with you, you know. I found that like the easiest way to learn English was to like talk to people. Like to be able to like build my confidence talking to people. Even non-native and native speakers.
I hope you don't find my English annoying
No, it's okay.
because like there's a lot of I think there's a lot of people like even your supporters or your father's supporters even when they want to talk to you
Yeah.
but they realize that you speak English maybe they get discouraged. So
I think for me, I think the one thing always came in my mind is that don't judge anyone, you know. You cannot hold people to the same standard as you, you know. Everybody has their own way of doing things. So yeah, if they can't speak English, that's fine.
yeah.
We have many ways of communicating.
Yeah.
We can communicate non-verbally, like verbal and non-verbal, you know.
And what I find fascinating about English is that once you know the language, it's not just the language, it's open the world for you.
Yeah.
Like the books, new vocabulary, it's just change your perspective a bit.
Yeah, there's new text as well, you know. You can read like English now, and you read like old English like 600 years ago, a lot different.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kap.
Sanpiti.
Thank you, Kap. And of course, we will open this for product placement.
Yeah. Thank you, Skinnylicious and Smiley
This
Candy.
One done, mate. Ao mai.
Let's go have some coffee.
workpointTODAY สาระความรู้เพื่อวันนี้